Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, Booshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at Booshakalakapodcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Booshakalaka Podcast. I am your host, Tiffany. I'm joined by my co-host, Pierre.
You slut white trash killer. You had Griffin strangle that girl. You liked watching her die because of the piece of garbage you are. There you go.
That's it?
That's it.
I don't know that movie.
With murder. How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get
Away with Murder.
You're about to be fired. We're about to switch roles. I'm going to do the quotes from now on because that was terrible. They're usually so good. He did the Orin Ishii from Kill Bill, like the whole thing when she cut the guy's head off, but that one, no, okay. 0 stars. So today we're joined with the host of Medium Popcorn, Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, thanks for having me on, y'all.
Podcast.
Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. This is a full circle moment because I was on their show once, even seen them live. Great show. You guys should definitely check it out. Pierre, definitely check it out after this. They are hilarious, kind of, what's it, Cuckoo Bananas? Yeah, it's kind of off the charts.
We're out of our minds. We're getting a little bit more mature, though. It's interesting, because Justin's got a new kid coming. I'm, I got some things working career-wise, so we're getting a little bit better.
Yeah, because it was that. So, Pierre, if you go back, I recommend you listen to the You Got Served episode.
Oh, shit.
That'll tell you.
That's on the paywall now. You got to pay to get that one because we could not have that. Langston wouldn't want that out publicly anymore. Like, it's just that
one. Yeah. Justin was off the charts. I mean, just we hate Chris Stokes over here too.
But were we wrong? Were we wrong though?
No, not at all. Exactly. Not at all. I don't see how he's still producing movies for Tubi.
I did meet Amarion though 2 years ago. And my wife was like, "Of course, this would be what you say, Brandon, which is, hey man, opening night, you got served. I was there." And he was like, "Thanks." And I was like, "Yeah, man."
Wow.
I was like, that was my icebreaker with Omarion. Just
I wouldn't even know what to say to him.
I don't either.
I'd be like, "Can you teach me how to do the heel toe? I've been trying for years."
Go to hell.
The heel toe.
I've been trying for years. So we had like a little pause in the podcast. We usually come on every week, but last week I went to Vegas and to see the Lovers and Friends show, and those motherfuckers canceled it. So.
I know. Have you got any word about refund, discounts for next year or nothing? I saw you tweet about it.
Yeah, they're gonna give us refunds. They said within 30 days. So I'm gonna have like $1,700 refunded to my credit card because I bought mine and my friend's ticket. And then they didn't say anything about discounts, but they definitely should offer discounts to people who bought tickets this year because there was no wind. Yeah. All right, so we are here for Scream 3, which was released in the year 2000. I was a junior in high school, something like that. Maybe a senior. Not sure. So I'm going to go over the synopsis. The last installment of the Scream trilogy is set in Hollywood, where Stab 3 is being shot, with Gale Weathers and Dewey Riley on the set as advisors to Jennifer Jolie. That's incorrect. Unfortunately, a killer decides to off the cast in the order of the screenplay, and only Sydney, now in hiding until the killer tracks her down, can solve the riddle.
That is not right.
Ugh. Yeah, that's completely off.
I copied and pasted from Google. I didn't write that.
Every synopsis we've done has been terrible. Who writes those for the movie? Like
Google. It's like I literally choose the first synopsis that comes up on Google. And I need to stop doing that apparently because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I am so sorry. But
Wait.
Yeah, so.
Wait, so you copied and pasted it, but you didn't read it before? You're just like, no. Those are words. That look good.
Yeah. I mean, I do all the editing. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw it out there. But yeah, so ours is kind of a little, the format that we do here is kind of like we got to go over the movie. We don't have to go over everything, Pierre.
Oh God.
But I'll let you get started since you chose this because I
don't like your energy here, so I'm gonna take it over because this is the best Scream movie of the first trilogy. And so we start off with
that? Are you for real?
To me, yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna
wow.
explain why.
Okay.
I'm gonna work my case here. I'm gonna build my case like a lawyer. So
All
we
right,
start
Annalise.
off with Cotton Weary. And so fast forward from Scream 2, Cotton Weary is like this big successful talk show host. Apparently it's a trashy talk show host. So I mean a trenchy.
Yeah, like a Ricky Lake kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like so that was confusing. But I was like, well, maybe he's just kind of the kind of guy who just wants to get rich just to get rich. So he doesn't care what kind of talk show he's on. And so he's in his what is that? A Suburban? I don't know cars. But he's in his car, he's headed home. He's talking to his agent about he's complaining about being in Stab 3. And he gets a call from this woman. And this was odd because he gets off the call with his agent to talk to a stranger. And she's all like, oh my God, I'm talking to Cotton Weary. And then, of course, the killer is like, I'm at your house. I'm about to kill your girlfriend. So then he destroys LA. Because and I was like, for this to be LA, the traffic is very light.
He was by the Hollywood Bowl. There's no fucking way in hell. It looked like a concert had just let out. No, I used to live in LA. No.
No way.
She would have been dead. She would have been dead. But the thing that got me the most is the whole time he's just beeping the horn. He's not calling 911. Why didn't he call 911 and tell them to show up at the house?
I didn't think about that. And now I'm angry.
What?
I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, logic wasn't very good, but at the same time, when you learn that this movie was written on the fly, you understand like there was no real thought into how any of this is supposed to work.
You know what? I feel like this was a different movie, and then they altered it to make it a Scream movie. I really don't think this was a Scream movie because it doesn't feel like a Scream movie at all.
Well, the writer Kevin Williamson for the first two, who created the Scream franchise, he couldn't do Scream 3. They completely discarded his draft. The dude they hired to do this is why I hate the screenwriter. His name is Aaron Kruger. I hate him because he did not watch any of the Scream movies prior to getting hired to do Scream 3. He just wrote this shit. Like he had no cadence for the characters, no vibe. He just, and that's Wes Craven ended up doing a lot of like uncredited rewrites because he's like, this isn't even Dewey or Cotton. Like, who are you? Who are these characters? That's why they all seem very Scooby-Doo-ish in this movie.
Which
is why that Pierre likes this one. It's very Scooby-Doo. It's just like, oh, who's the murderer? Oh, let's all get together in a mansion. That makes no goddamn sense. Tyson would not do that. As observing as this black dude is, he would not be like, let me hang out with all these white people in this mansion.
Well, look, they put him on every single poster. He did make it close to the end. We have to give Tyson something because I was like, why is he on this poster? Christine is at the house. Yeah. Christine, we don't get any nudity in Scream. But she gets out the shower and she's like getting dressed and she hears the music. The killer in this movie has like a voice modulator, and I don't understand how he got these other people's voices. They never explain that.
He transferred to the year 2024 and got some AI because there's no way in hell.
Because I was like, even in the assembly cut, they show him like burning like a mini CD and shit. But even then, like you're right, Pierre. Like, how would he be able to rip Sydney's voice specifically? Like, how you get that if you haven't been able to find her?
Maybe like she had. Yeah, I was thinking that past interviews she might have done.
AI could barely do that now. Like that's crazy.
Remember, she had to do Diane Sawyer with Cotton.
Well, that's like what he had to record like on a tape player on the TV and then make that crystal clear. That's insane.
He was making one of them voicemails that we used to make for our phone.
Hey, I'm not by the phone right now. I'm leaving a message after the tone with some music in the background.
The killer chases her in the house. She locks herself in the room. He keeps he's using the voice modulator to make it seem like it's Cotton. So she's like stuck in the room. So this was where it's very weird because I was like, so she's just been in there this whole time. As the Scream killers are notoriously strong, and so when Cotton gets there, after he kills like 37 people on the freeway, he runs in and like he just immediately busts through the door, and I was like, the killer didn't even think to do that. Like, it only took him like twice to bust through the door.
Oh, I thought he was already in there.
No, like he was like because he goes in. Christine's in the closet and she hits him with the club, and then. When she's like, why do you want to kill me? Why do you want to kill me? Then the killer comes from another room. He comes into the room and stabs her in the back. She's by the door.
Oh, I have a question. And this is a real serious question. So besides the voice modulator, how were Christine's feet continuously wet?
Because the
No.
director had a foot fetish.
Well, and also because she kept listening to that Creed song and made her so wet. And she couldn't
Can
stop
you
flowing.
take me higher? Like,
That was not the song.
She had to,
but-
whatever.
Nope, that was not the song, Tiffany.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have Creed's first album like you two do.
Apparently not. I mean, geez, they did like a music video incorporated with this movie and everything. Tiffany, how'd you miss that on MTV?
Because I was watching Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears instead.
I hate you.
God,
And especially in the year 2000. Come on. I was a
That's
TRL girly.
Yeah, I wanted that one. It was big.
Why did you notice her feet were wet? Damn it, why did you say it? But yeah.
She got out the shower. She stepped on a mat.
Yes.
She walked in the hallway. They had a close-up on
Yes.
her feet dripping. She went to the bedroom.
She
walked back out to the hallway and her feet were I think she was peeing on herself because there's no logical explanation.
purposes. It just makes it look good on screen. I don't know how
to. Do y'all know? Did y'all people who the actress was? Did y'all ever watch Gossip Girl?
Oh, she was the mom. She was Serena's
She was the mom on Gossip Girl.
Oh,
yeah.
She had a nice face card. And so
Lovely
Killer kills her. I don't know how the killer. Cotton was whipping his ass. I didn't understand that part. It was like an instant death. Like he threw the bookcase on him, and then he just. But I thought it was very odd that he stabbed him in the head. I was like, oh my god! Like, can you stab somebody in the skull like that?
They did it in Scream 4 too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we get the
title card.
Yeah, title card. And then we were
terrible title card, by the way. The CGI was I was like, fuck you.
It was like everybody had a CGI budget back in 2000. They were like, we're going to put this to the side for the CGI. Just wait. Just put it over here. And it was always terrible.
They're not going to do this to this movie. We get introduced. Sydney's a recluse. She's in the forest. She has a dog, and she works at like what do you call this? A women's
crisis hotline.
Women's crisis hotline. She uses a fake name. Like she has her shit down pat. And so Gail Weathers is at a college. Why? I didn't know they did college assemblies with like second-rate people, but she's in there. I guess she's talking to the mass communication and journalism department, and she's just basically like, cut each other's throats, fuck each other over. You're gonna have a great time. And they're like, did it work for you?
And she said yes.
No, she just stares.
Yeah,
and then they're like,
and they ended the assembly.
Over. And Patrick Dempsey's like, hey, I gotta talk to you because some dude got killed and you're the only one I want to talk to. Like, there's other witnesses,
basically, because he didn't go to Dewey. Like, well, I mean, I guess he did go to Dewey, but it's just like, I was like, what does Gail have to do with this? And he's like, you're the Woodsboro authority. And I was like, that's what? She doesn't do journalism there anymore. So yeah, Patrick Dempsey, after his nose job, shows up and
what?
Go watch his old movies.
Wait, time out. I went and looked him up. I was like, why is he ugly in this movie? He looked so ugly in this movie. I'm like,
he had a nose job.
He's beautiful.
He had a nose job. And that's okay. So after his nose job, he shows her the picture of what looks like Rose McGowan, but it's not Rose McGowan. It's Maureen Prescott when she was younger.
So you mean did Gail know who it was?
Yes, she knew who it was.
So you mean to tell me Gail knew who the fuck that was, but she didn't know who Debbie Salt was? And she looked that bitch in her face?
She lost weight and she had a lot of work done.
I don't believe it.
Sydney only knew because she was over there all the time. And so
I mean, that kind of makes more sense than this shit because Debbie Salt was just or Billy Loomis's mom. She would just be such a random person that like she maybe glanced at a photo when she's doing research and that's it. Like,
yeah, she doesn't matter because I mean she left town. And so Gail
like, she's like, whatever.
Gail takes this information and she goes to the Stab 3 set. Didn't know you could just walk into those. And so she walks in. Literally everybody knows her. We get introduced to the cast of Stab 3. And they're all like freaked out because Cotton died. And the police are there and everything. And Gail's walking around basically looking for Dewey because she wants to tell him about what she found. Dewey is
she didn't know he was there, right?
Now. Yeah, she didn't know he was there.
No, remember because when he pops up as Jennifer Security or like whatever, she's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. And so he's like Hollywoodified. Why did I do that? Because he has like the gelled back hair. He got on a suit. He's not limping that badly anymore. Notice that. And he's just
David
like,
Arquette was really inconsistent with that.
He's just like, yeah, I'm cool now, and I don't have time for this. Like he's just I'm like,
you know who he was acting like? He was acting like his character Doofy in Scary Movie at the end. I mean, yeah, at the end when he switched,
this whole
that's
movie
who he was acting like.
This whole movie is incredibly silly compared to the first two. Like the second one was extra dark. Like the first one's dark as fuck, but the second one's pretty morbid. And I remember like my best friend and I, we saw this movie opening night, and afterwards he was angrier than I was. He was like, "Yo, I go to a horror movie to scream, not to try to laugh and piss my pants. What the fuck was that?"
They definitely added comedy elements, and I think Jennifer Jolie is like the epitome of that in this movie. Because like, I mean, even the names that they gave the actors, where they're like parodies of like actual actresses and actors, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Tom Prince,
exactly. Jennifer Jolie and
Angelina Tyler,
Tyson. Who? Wait a minute.
Was it Tyson Beckford?
Yeah, Sarah Darling. Yeah, Sarah Darling. I didn't get that one. Mm-hmm. But anywho, so yeah, and Dewey and Gail, they do their little thing where they bicker.
She shows off her terrible bangs.
Okay, I was gonna say that was the real killer in this movie. I was like, why did they do that? Because she looked so good in the second one, and they were like, let me downplay her because I didn't understand what was going on.
I think that was David Arquette's idea.
No,
yeah, he was the one that suggested them,
and that's hate women. He hates women.
No, he wanted to get divorced, and that's what it was. And so, they kick her out because no press on set, even though she's working with the tech. I don't know. That was weird. It was weird. We get a Jay and Silent Bob cameo. Again,
I hate that so much. I hated so many things about this movie. This Weinstein company, it was terrible.
This is, that is just really weird that they allowed this to go, to be made, knowing the shit that they were doing behind the scenes. It's so odd to me.
No, that's why I'm glad you mentioned it early. That's why I think this was a great movie, because the theme was very like shining a light on Hollywood. And I was like, wait a minute, did Harvey Weinstein produce this?
The Scream series is actually pretty good with that, but predicting like the trend, like the dark trends in like society in Hollywood. Like the fourth one, they predict like, people doing crazy shit for fame, like violent stuff for fame. Like they were ahead of that. So like, and then also the 5 is about the toxic fandom, and now look like, fans are incredibly bad to the point where people are quitting projects or like, becoming recluse. So yeah, they were on top of this before the Me Too movement.
Exactly. Because I was like, wow, this is very, and they danced around it a little too much for me. They never said the word, the R word. That's why I was like, So anyway, Sydney's dad is at her house.
And that's how that's how Roman found her.
This is the last time that we see him in the franchise. I was really pissed about that. But yeah,
wearing the same outfit from the first movie, by the way. Did y'all peep that? That was weird. I'm like, why?
That's his travel outfit.
Yeah, that's his travel outfit.
And then she wears the green hoodie from the second one because Nev Campbell was only on set for 20 days. This whole movie was trash.
She had the necklace and everything. That's why I was like, oh, detail. But I guess it was last minute.
He's the reason why she was found, because he wasn't in hiding. And so Roman was probably following him. He's like, boom, there she is.
I was wondering how they don't explain so fucking much, because the dad shows up. He's like, Cotton's dead, don't have nothing to do with us. You'll be fine. And they talk about, her mom being a whore. And then like, she like goes to sleep, and this made no fucking sense. Like her mom is a ghost. She walks up to the window, and then like she's saying all this, talking shit to her, and then the killer shows up. He busts out the window, and then she looks back, and the dog is like, "Bitch, what are you?" I didn't understand if it was a dream. Like I was like,
it's supposed to be like her tormented soul, like she's haunted by the visions of her mom and Ghostface. But
that's lazy.
It made like it could make sense given like all the trauma she's been through the past few years, like. But the way it was executed, I'm like, Wes, what happened on this movie?
Because when she looks back, the window is not the window's not there. So was there ever a window? Like it made no sense.
Like, but I couldn't watch this with a straight face. The whole time I was thinking, check the music room. Check the music room. Check the fucking music room. The whole time I was thinking that from Scary Movie 2. Like I guess I can't watch these movies now that I've seen the Scary Movie franchise so much, but I was just like, I forgot that part happened. So I was like, what's going on? There's a ghost in this movie? And no, it was just a dream.
It made no sense. And so Sarah Darling rolls up to the studio, and because she has a meeting with Roman, apparently. I I would have left. The minute I saw Tyson and the makeup guy and they were leaving, I would have just left. Sorry, you're gonna have to just catch me. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, it doesn't take a rocket science.
Has there been another goddamn rewrite?
So, now see, this movie has great quotables because I still say "fuck you very much." Tyson, go to hell. And so, she gets a call in Roman's office and she answers it for some reason. There are a lot of unnecessary phone calls being answered, and so that's when Roman is like, "Hey, we're gonna go over the script," and they start doing it. Of course, the killer gets weird as he always does, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you today, bitch." And so she like basically she runs towards the door. She sees a shadow of security. This makes me angry because how did the killer know she would go in there? Because the killer is in the costume room where she goes to hide. Well, she doesn't call the police. Yeah. She calls studio security. Did you catch that when she was on the phone? She was calling like the studio security. She wasn't calling the police. And like the killer just knew she was gonna hide in there. And so that's where they have their face off, and he like punches her through the window and stabs her. But
so this is where the theory that there is a second killer comes into play. And Wes Craven apparently on the DVD commentary did admit that there's a second killer, but they just never fully executed like Angelina being betrayed by Roman or whatever. Because like to your point, Pierre, there's no way logistically like he could have figured. He would have had to do something to lure her in there and be so precise on it. They had to have coverage. Like you can't just be the one killer and be like, "Oh, I guess she got away. I'll try this tomorrow." You know what I mean? Like
Roman is the Joker from Dark Knight. Every plan he thinks of. I'm saying it. Listen, I'm saying it like everything that he thinks of, every plan he concocts goes to plan. That's what I'm saying. Like everything works out perfectly till the end of the movie, just like the Joker. Everything he thought about, everything worked out. There were just no flubs. That's another thing that bothered me. Like, why was everything so perfect? Please, the gas in the house. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was wild.
We're not there yet.
Sorry. Okay, we'll go on.
So yeah, Jennifer does the doornail. And the killer leaves another picture.
Not Jennifer, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. Damn it. And so
this nigga just leaving around Polaroids, just like murdering people and like printed out like headshots.
Like he's fucking Gambit.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I hate you. And so Dewey and Gail are catching up. We get exposition.
Dewey and Gail are fucking bickering like Mike Lowry and Marcus from Bad Boys. I was pissed with them. They were on my nerves.
No, because I mean they gave us exposition. They gave us exposition because she says that she stayed with him after he got stabbed and grabbed in the second movie, and like she got him all healed, but then they just broke up. She had to leave. Yeah. It was 60 minutes too, Tiffany. So she had to leave. But he this is how I know their relationship is toxic. Because she had to leave and go to LA for the job. He didn't want to go to LA for the job, but now he's in LA for a job.
Yeah. Life could be cruel sometimes, Pierre.
It's just that bullshit that I don't have time for. You didn't want her. And
that's their whole relationship, though, is like back and forth, and ultimately ends very tragically in Scream 5.
Oh, shit. Wow. That was not what I was expecting. That just threw me off. So Jennifer Page's Dewey, they head to Jennifer's house. She's fucking insane because they found out that sick. I haven't had one of these for a year and a half. Someone's going to pay for this. And so she lets them know that Sarah died. And after Sarah dies, they officially shut down the movie. Mm-hmm. And so they go to... I don't know why they go to see Roman and I don't know. I don't understand why they go over there. But that's when the police question Roman because, of course, Sarah said that he called her. They take Roman and take him to police custody. This was the weird part because it felt like they were trying to make Kincaid the killer because like he takes Dewey's phone and uses it because his died. Mm-hmm. And so we know from later on that he has Sydney's number in his phone. So I thought that was interesting because we never get any.
It was just a red herring. Just a red herring.
I don't like that bullshit.
But also, a cop wouldn't do that because he has a partner whose phone he would borrow, and also Dewey, as protective as he is, he wouldn't just give his phone to a stranger, especially one that he has an antagonistic relationship with.
From the like immediately, I was like,
yeah, they immediately hate each other. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything.
And so, we back with Sydney boring ass. She thinks she working, she not. The killer calls her and he's like, and he calls her and like makes her watch the news so she can see that another person died.
Let me just one thing.
Go
so
ahead.
in Scream 2, Sydney was a badass. The first person that called her phone when she was in college, she's like, I'm going to call the cops, you fucking asshole. Your number is such and such, such and such. In this one, she's like, what? What do you want me to do? Turn the news on? Okay. That just proves your point, Brandon, that this guy knew nothing about the characters. Because what the fuck was she doing? Like, she's a loser in this movie.
I'm going to say this. It's very ironic that we're doing this on Mother's Day. Maybe it dealt with a lot of the trauma with losing her mom because it was her mom's voice. So maybe it caught her off guard. Like she never really reconciled with like her mom. Like so maybe I'm just gonna give the writer that maybe he was pushing the mom thing because it wasn't like he just called as himself and was like, watch the fucking TV. It was her mom. So maybe she's just like, I have these unresolved issues with my mom and it's her voice. Let me do what she.
Stop. Just go on. Because I'm not
Here's my
accepting
thing,
that.
though. Here's my thing, though, right? Roman's main objective is to kill Sydney, correct?
Correct.
So if he has her number now and he has all this technology, he could easily just find her location and just murder her and then game over, right? Like, why does he have to do everything else afterwards?
Because he's a director.
Why would he want to lose his own job?
He's a theater kid and he has things to like.
That's a good point. He's a theater kid. He's so dramatic.
Yes, he's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3.
He's the one that should have got her ass in Scream 2 then while she was up there doing Agamemnon.
Fuck you. They have a rap party at Jennifer's house. She's obviously a very famous actress because this house is huge. And so, they're over there ripping out the pages of the fucking book. Gail sneaks up. I don't know why she's eavesdropping when she clearly like was with them before. So it's like, why couldn't she just walk through the door? I didn't understand that. But their bodyguard, who is Joe from Family Guy, he brings her in and
the fact that that's his regular voice is crazy.
But he sounds like an asshole. Like, see, I wasn't gonna say anything, but Brandon, have you ever watched home movies on Adult Swim?
Of course.
You sound like the coach.
I do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming.
I've never seen it.
You never just go watch a clip on YouTube.
I know what you're talking about, but I thought we were talking about Patrick Warburton.
No, I'm talking about your voice.
Oh,
it's
okay.
been killing me this whole time because I'm like, I'm watching movies now.
I did not see that.
Now I'm gonna go watch it.
Like literally, the coach is hilarious, but he sounds just like.
All right.
So Joe is he's a fucking asshole. Like he's been an asshole to Dewey this whole time. Dewey just gets shit on this whole movie. And so this is where it gets weird because like all of a sudden the actors just decide to disappear and go off, and I'm like, why are they hiding in this house? Like, what are y'all doing? And so Gail and Dewey, they go.
The power.
It's about to happen because Gail and Dewey, they go and they compare the pictures and they see that Maureen was like an actress, and they're like, what the fuck was she doing there? That's when security guard, I don't know why he's in Dewey's trailer, but he makes a very, I was so glad he died after he said this because he talked about Tatum's death. Yeah. And I was like, what kind of shit? So the killer kills him. Well, he stabs him and beats the shit out of him with a pan. And
I hated that. Like, you have knives, bro. You don't need to pick up a pan too. Like, just keep stabbing him.
And so for some reason, everybody decides to do jump scares. And so that's when the door bursts open. They see the dead security guard. They run in the house. Dewey's like, don't panic. Lights go out. See, they were doing a lot of fucking Scooby-Doo shit.
Now you see it.
So they run outside.
Needed was a dog with a hearing problem, and it would have been perfect.
And a fucking couple of sandwiches.
They run outside. They hear the fax, and the fax machine is giving them I don't know, fucking spooky notes from a script. And
I have never seen a fax machine work that fast in the year 2000. My mom had a fax machine. It did not work that fast.
Also, to your point, Tiffany, do you know the timing Roman would have had to do to get that all in sequence and make sure it went through and then make sure that they were reading it in real time?
That's why I said with Joker.
Where was the fax machine at?
In the living room. But he went in the kitchen. He went in the kitchen.
And he plugged in his fax
to the same like within the same house though?
Yeah,
so two separate faxes.
He was at the fax. No. He was at the fax machine and he's reading it off. So this is Tom's character. I'm sorry,
we're talking about Roman. What the fuck is Roman?
Well, no. Oh, how is he faxing it?
Yeah.
You can set a timer for a fax.
But do you understand like how well we all used the fax machine back
This
in the day?
is why
It
I
never
said,
worked that well.
How would you have
No.
known they would react that way? Because I would have ran out the front door and got in my car. I'm not saying
this is why I
house.
said the Joker. Everything he's doing, which is so far-fetched, is working out perfectly.
Well, the Joker, the button with the hospital explosion didn't work too well. They're reading the script and then Dewey rushes them all outside and Jennifer's like, I want to know what happens.
Why?
You were like, Gail,
Why
wait
would
for
they
the
want to
fucking
know what
movie.
happened?
And so Tom runs in because he's like, I gotta know.
So stupid.
And he grabs like he couldn't, like, they're making it seem like he can't see even though there's a light outside, and so he has to grab a lighter and take it into the next room. And he's like, and that's when the killer will grant mercy to whoever smells the gas. I thought this was epic. However, I fast forward. I rewind it a couple times because if you notice, Angelina's out there with them, like when they all go out. But when the house explodes, you do not see her again until when they get down there. And I was like, you can tell that they were trying to set this up, but they set it up terribly. Great explosion. I thought the explosion was great. I don't care what y'all say. This was great. This is a great moment to put in the trailer. And so they fall down the hill. The killer attacks Gale. Dewey shoots him, and he rolls under the car. He has time to pull the picture out.
That was so crazy.
The car.
I'm so close to getting caught, but let me make sure I leave this picture.
He shot him like 6 times in the chest. Okay, granted, I've never been shot, but I know it ain't I'm immediately getting back up. Even with a bulletproof vest.
He has a bulletproof vest, and he works out. I don't know what you want. So Gale and Dewey, when they get bloody, they get horny, and so they start kissing. And Jennifer sees them, and she punches him, and then Gale punches her. I thought that was fucking hilarious. But then Angelina walks up, and they're like looking at her like, how the fuck did you get over? They were literally looking at her like she was the killer or like a ghost or something. And like they were like, how'd you get over there? And they were like, she's like, are we safe? And they're like, from who? And I was like, are y'all? This is very on the nose here. Like it was, because how did she get over? Like she just randomly is, and she was like burnt. I mean, she was dirty, but I mean,
And they never questioned her afterwards.
No,
I understand you, like you said, they never really filmed her being unmasked as the killer and Roman betrayed her. They could have just had Roman say, Angelina, help me out. They could have just left that there at the end and then go on with it. But, whatever. I'm gonna, in my mind, he said it. In my mind, he said it. To make the movie make sense, he said that.
Okay, so they're at the police station. And Dewey and Kincaid, they're having a pissing contest, basically. Like, get the fuck, like, it was very odd that he was very mad at Dewey because he just assumed Dewey knew where she was. I would have been like, I don't know where the fuck she is.
He also was so aggressive about fighting Sydney that you're like, okay, obviously you're not the killer, but they really are using you as a red herring.
Yeah,
like I need to get Mrs. Prescott. Like, no, you
don't. He wanted to date her. He probably thought she was hot.
His partner, he clearly did. He was obsessed with her. Like when she was looking through her shit, but. This is where the movie fails.
Sorry.
The fucking cop, his partner is an asshole. I wanted him to die every scene he was in, and he did not die. He didn't even show up in the final scene. Yeah. That pissed me off because he was an asshole. Like
he was too busy eating them donuts that somebody brought earlier.
Jesus. So,
they made sure to show that.
So Sydney shows up, and we get her music, and she shows
up in a jacket. Why is that bitch always
wearing the exact same outfit from Scream?
How you fight in a jacket? How do you fight in a jacket?
Because it's a nice leather jacket. Women always fight in jackets.
Yeah, Foxy
you
Brown.
You didn't watch Charmed, so I'm not going there with you. But women always fight in leather jackets, and so
the crowds.
Literally, come on, there's so many. And so
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Come on, keep going. Keep going.
I'm trying. I'm trying to think of stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. The Fifth Element.
2000s jacket. She barely had anything on in The Fifth Element.
I haven't seen it because I'm tired of the comparisons. I'm tired of people comparing me to him in that movie, so I refuse to watch it. And so
it's still
every white
movie.
person, every white person I meet is like, you know who you remind me of? Have you ever seen The Fifth Element? And I'm like, oh, sorry, you couldn't just say I remind you of like the guy in Rush Hour or the guy in Friday or the guy in Money Talks. You have to use that specific movie. So yeah.
Boo, they suck.
And so Bomba Clock. And so she's literally dressed like in Scream 2. Like I feel like they just took that because she's even like her still wearing Derek's letters is weird to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, I get that.
How much time is supposed to have passed from the second one to this one?
Well,
Did they say?
Roman says 4 years ago he tracked down Maureen.
Damn.
So
yes, it's all been back to back, basically.
Yeah, so this has been like, so that's why I'm like, did you even finish college?
Nope.
Because college was only like a year, or like barely.
It was. I thought it was 2.
See, how the hell was it 2 years? Okay, so then this was 2 years.
I thought it was 2 years.
No, I think they were freshmen. I think that was like the second semester of their freshman year.
Oh, okay. I knew it wasn't like
the
first semester. Oh,
that's
okay.
Why
well,
the writer.
That's a lot.
I was like,
he
should have said 6, because it just doesn't. Because that makes it seem like she just left school.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like with the Derek letters and stuff like that, if I were to be creative with the Scream 7 where they bring Nev Campbell and them back, I would do a thing where the killers are actually family members of the victims, like of Derek's family, right? Like let's say Derek had like a sister or somebody. Like it should be like these people that were the collateral damage to all Sydney's bullshit versus like someone who's like
they should have been did that. Like
they should the last one.
The last one should definitely do that.
Yeah, they should have done that. That would have been. That's really Ooh, that is good.
Because that's a good twist on everything. It's like, oh, like you're related to the victims.
Yeah,
and you're trying to like just stop this from happening now. Like we gotta take Sydney out, so this is not happening to anyone else.
So Martha Meeks. So Martha Meeks is gonna be the killer in Scream 7. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I said it on the Discord for Medium Popcorn. I said if they were really smart and want to be creative and finally do black serial killers, it should be the Meek twins that are the killers in the next one.
Oh God.
Take some of the good people, make them the killers.
No, because they should have died in the last one. Because they know he got stabbed all the times. Like, come on now. I don't care that Cuba Gooding is your dad. You have to die someday.
He's been stabbed a total of I think his character's been stabbed a total of like 18 times.
Like
between 5 and 6. He's been stabbed.
Your organs suck now. Your lungs don't work. Like your kidneys are shot. Your stomach. Like, come on now.
Dewey should have been in an incubator too. Like he got stabbed in the spine. Like
an iron lung machine. I mean, even though it's not used for that, that's the only way we can be keeping him alive at this point. Because there's no way. There's no way.
I hate you.
It's ridiculous.
So, Sydney shows up and
she shows up at the movie set.
She shows up. No, she shows up at the police station.
Oh yeah.
And this is the first time that she don't beat the shit out of Gail. And they actually hug. and so you know, she kind of snap at Dewey. Why you ain't tell me? He's like, bitch, don't ask me why. Don't ask me dumb shit. I didn't tell you because you're fucking like poison, and you are like you bring the death. And so they head to the movie studio because she wants to see the movie studio where her mom took the pictures. And so that's when they run into Martha Meeks. God,
with her her shades. I know she got them shades from Cisco.
I hate seeing her. I hate
she looks
her.
really weird. The actress, I feel bad saying that, but she looks weird as fuck.
Well, I hate seeing her because every movie I've seen her in, she's been involved in some kind of assault. And I know you know what I'm talking about, Tiffany. You know that movie.
Hostel 2?
No, the movie
wasn't Hostel 2.
It was a Lifetime movie where like it was based on a true story where like the baseball players, they like did things to her. You don't remember? Damn.
I mean, she was assaulted in Hostel 2 as well.
I hate you so much. She's always like a victim because she's like, she wasn't attractive back.
And she was also in a Devil's Advocate. She was a little girl. Oh yeah, she's always been a victim. Yeah, you're right.
She's always like, she's always a victim, and she's always plays a little slow. That's why
we're supposed to believe that she gave us those beautiful mixed kids in Scream 5.
Considering, black men dating white women, absolutely.
It happens. It don't happen. It don't happen all the time.
That's the exact kind they go for.
Real quick with Scream 2 though, because the Meeks kids and their last name is Meeks Martin. And Dwayne Martin played Joel in Scream 2. I've always thought that their dad might be Joel from Scream 2. We never saw him.
Damn. No, because Scream 2 was set in
older,
Ohio, and he would have been living in Ohio. He moved all the way to Woodsboro, California.
This is all connected though, because Mark, there's a guy named Mark who's mentioned Scream 5 as Sydney's partner or husband or whatever. So that's Kincaid probably. Right, I think it's all going to be fucking connected for the last.
Because they never, I hope so, because we never see him again, and he's back in horror movies now. He can do, if he did Thanksgiving, he can do Scream. 7.
Sure. 7. Yeah.
So they go to, and so she shows them Randy's video, telling him what a trilogy is. I guess he didn't know about reboots at this point.
That was crazy. Why would he, if he thinks he's going to die, I'm not going to sit in my college dorm and film a video about, hey, if I die, here's how trilogies work. Like, I'm going to go home.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to get in the cab with Joel.
Y'all know Randy would not have left her.
Well, she should have left with him. Like, come on.
Oh, she had gotten her pregnant before he died. And so
what the fuck are you talking
Man,
about?
and so
this feels like an old school media Paco right here. That's what Brandon would say back in like 2019.
We ain't that bad. Mm-mm.
And so
No.
it's time to get me too'd. And so Gail goes off on her own, and she goes and she decides to go into the archives of the studio. Jennifer Jolie is on her ass because she's like, well, the killer doesn't want to kill me, he wants to kill you. I'm like, girl, at this point, the killer is no longer killing people who are like in the order of the script or whatever. So does it really matter? Like, it just seems like the killer.
Why are they still there?
Yep.
The movie is canceled.
She's there because she feels like the killer wants to kill her, but he wants to kill Gail. She explained why she was following.
That would have been a closed set.
Yeah, they would have sent everybody home. They would have wrapped it.
Would they have closed Hollywood Studios though? I mean, they closed the stab set, but why would they?
No, but they wouldn't be hanging out with each other. They wouldn't need to talk to each other anymore. When people are done with acting gigs, they never see each other again
until the award season.
Well, technically, there's only 2 left.
Ain't no awards come for Steph.
Well, there's 3 left in the cast. Tyson ain't around though, so clearly he's smart. Maybe he just lives in LA.
He not smart. He go to Roman's party at the mansion where everybody's good collected to die.
I'll explain why he went.
You're not inviting me. You're not inviting me to a party at somebody else's fucking house. That person that owns that house needs to invite me to the party.
I'll explain why he went. It makes sense.
Okay, please.
I'm gonna get the writer something. And so they go and they see. This was very interesting. I was very surprised to see her. And then I forgot her name just now.
Carrie Fisher.
Thank you. I was very surprised to see her, and I was very surprised to hear her talk about herself like this, like, oh, she slept with George Lucas, and that's why she got the. I was like, wow, never have I ever would have said that. And so she basically is like, Gail offers her $50, broke, and so
shit, I'll take $50 right now.
And so Jennifer offers her a ring for $2,000, and she shows them that Marina Roberts, Rena Reynolds, aka Maureen Roberts, yep. And she basically exposes that she worked on horror films for Milton. Which did the horror films never come out? Because how don't y'all know this?
I think that they did, but they were just like throwaway movies.
Maybe it's because she went by a different name. Okay, I'll give them that.
Yeah, she had the stage name, so it's
because I was like, but so that's when they decide to go up to Milton.
Yeah,
and Milton's office. I feel like there was a quotable here too. I don't know. No, Roman didn't say anything significant.
He said they called him a pariah. He didn't know what that was.
Dumbass. And so, it's Roman's birthday, and they're having the party at Milton's house. He is the studio head. That's why I feel like Tyson went, because he's the studio head of a movie and who's producing a movie. Like, okay, if Harvey Weinstein was producing anything, like we see Rose McGowan. I see Rose McGowan in a lot of shit. And a lot of
so he wants to continue. Harvey. He wants to continue to be the token black guy, so he can say that is whack. What were the other 2 things he said?
Bling bling. Oh wait, no, that was a non-RT movie. Sorry.
Damn.
No, that is the movie I'm thinking about.
Damn, it's damn. Shit, and that is whack. That's what it is.
I think that's why I hated this. I think that's why I did not like that actor, because I remember Dion Richmond in Not Another Teen Movie, and he was like the bling bling. He was like the token black guy.
Oh yeah, he was.
But he was just so unfunny in that movie. And then he was in this. I was like, oh, this is just getting worse.
Is whack. Oh my god!
And so that's why he shows up that night. That's why everybody's going, because they want.
Okay, I'll take that. That's the only thing that I'll take.
It was a very bare party for him to be a Hollywood director, but also he's plotting a murder.
Where the bitch is at?
Well, he was fucking Jennifer. He was fucking Jennifer. So,
but still, for everybody else.
Yeah, remember she was like, Roman, remind me not to sleep with him again. And then they.
Oh yeah. Roman apparently, yeah.
I mean, it's Scott Foley. Weird. We're not gonna act like. I mean, he fucked Kerry Washington.
But like,
not in real life, but.
But how is that part of your plan, though? Like, I mean, I guess every serial killer need to get a nut. I guess I was just like, well, stay focused, bro.
He had to be a director, so maybe he's like, damn, you really wasted your life. Because why are you a millionaire and you care about this shit still? You could have went to therapy and gotten over this.
Well, clearly, I mean, in the director's director's commentary and stuff, apparently it showed that Milton is Roman's dad.
Ew.
Biologically, so that's like even weirder that he like
Oh, okay.
is
Got both
around that trauma, but he also kills him at the end. So
Killed both his parents. Got both his parents killed.
damn, he did.
Of rape. Well then, I'll ask this question later. So they confront rapey boy, and
Milton
they
Weinstein.
Literally, they dance around this shit so much, like, and he being so vague about it, like, oh,
he's like, oh, I don't know her.
Yeah. Oh,
they're like, oh yeah, she was the girl around the way.
Mind you, they're gonna have to tell the detective anyway. Like, it's not like just because he's not calling, he's not gonna tell Kincaid at some point.
I was like, and so he like, we had parties and they were for men to meet girls like her who needed roles. It was just very.
What I'm saying.
And he's like, nothing happened that she didn't invite in. No matter what she said in the end, I was like, what the fuck? And then he even like, he was so unremorseful. He was like, she couldn't play by the rules. And I was like, so. Yeah, so that's supposed to, which damn, I guess this was kind of tone deaf because I guess like this was supposed to make her promiscuous. Okay, but whatever. And so they get all that revealed. And then Sydney's pissing, and so she gets done peeing, and she has to have a revisit of not season 1, the first movie where she's in the bathroom.
I mean, there's so many fucking movies, you might as well call it season 1.
Right. I forget there was a TV show that I haven't watched yet because they took it off.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh,
it's
don't
so
say
bad.
that.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Okay, then I'm gonna watch it. I'm glad they took it off Netflix.
There is one season where it's like Tyga and
Tyga.
Dude,
they had
from
the black season. Kiki
they
Palmer's
had
in it too.
Kiki Palmer and and RJ Seiler. Yeah, it's a really weird. That's the last season of the TV show. It's wild.
Sydney got this mace on her. She don't have a gun, but she got mace.
It's like, let me stay focused.
And so she busted on Angelina being fucking weird. Of course, she got a mask on her. She got a bunch of shit. She like, oh, I want.
She couldn't find a bag. She couldn't wrap the stuff up in the. She couldn't wrap it up. She caught the killer in real time. Yeah, true.
She could have wrapped it up in her wig.
In the robe. Like, take the robe and wrap the stuff in the robe so it looks like she just has a little bag, like she's running away from home.
Who is that actress? Because she's fucking not the actress, but she's dumb. Like, this whole movie, Angelina pisses me off. And so she's just like, I wanted a souvenir and I wish it would have worked out. And so she goes off, but she leaves her brush. And Sydney,
Girl, I would left that fucking brush there.
No, because this is where Sydney becomes a dumbass bitch. You knew the way you came in to come into this bathroom. Why did you go the opposite direction?
Yep.
They could have mailed that brush to her. I would have took it to Lost and Found. I've done that before.
You don't know her. You don't trust anybody. You changed your name. You live in seclusion. Right. You're gonna show up in a movie set where people are dying, and you had lured out. That's why I'm like, I hated this writer. So
she walk on set, and then we get this moment. We hear all the music. It was very nostalgic. Maybe that's what they were trying to go for. This was the reboot before the reboot. And she literally walking around set. Why? It's trauma.
So it was her house on one side?
It was her house on one side, Stu's house on the other. Okay. Because that's where she sees like the Tatum remains and all that. She go up and look at her room and shit.
How did they get her room exact? Please.
Motherfucker. Please. No. They got her room exact because the police had to take pictures of the crime scene.
When the hell do they give police actual? When do they give directors actual police evidence?
In 2024, if you get murdered today, somebody can go up there and sell your pictures to TMZ if you're famous. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Come on now, we're not about to play. If they
this is the year 2000.
They were still trifling back then. We all got a trifling cousin who worked at the hospital.
It was even worse.
A trifling cousin who worked at the hospital and the police department who will do it for 40K.
Oh yeah.
Let's not lie.
Okay.
Come on now. And so she in her room having flashbacks. Why she had flashbacks about Billy? I was really fucking. I was like, girl, like, was it that good? I want to believe she.
It couldn't have been. She was a virgin. Hell no.
Because I was like, girl, why are you reminiscing about Billy? And so she hears noises and she does that fucking weird shit with her room door. And she where she like puts the closet at the door.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So
yeah.
and she gets her mace out. The mace don't matter because the killer grabs her from fucking behind.
That was the best like killer move in this whole movie.
I was like, damn, Roman. And and so he like, but I don't know, it's like he's not as strong as the other ones Because they do their little chase scene. She throwing fucking food at him from the set. I'm like, girl, stop.
I don't think he wanted to kill her because he could have killed her. I don't think he wanted to kill her right
He
then.
wanted to torture her because he does that thing where he's pretending to be the mom under the bed.
Remember, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, that's what. Thank you. Yep, that's why he didn't kill her. She's supposed to be framed, and so he wants to destroy her.
To fuck her up mentally.
Yeah, he wants to destroy her legacy. This is him and that Jill Roberts shit about her having a legacy pisses me off. But yeah, because he tortures her with the whole, I'm the mom behind, on the dead. Why did they have that scene in there? Like her rape murder scene. That was weird.
Yeah, that was wild.
And
also, fuck Dewey for being on set for all that.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
But it makes sense. No, it makes sense because that's how they knew Dewey. He's the technical advisor on the film. That's how they knew. That's how they knew because he was the one who would have been there at her mom's crime scene too. So yeah, that's how
he should have had the answer for more of that. That's how the writer didn't give a damn because I would hold him accountable if he's supposed to be as close to Sydney as the first two movies posited. He'd be like, why would you be around this? Why would you be involved with this trashy horror sequel about our lives?
It's very unlike him.
Well,
again, he shouldn't have never been in LA. He should have been.
So wait, riddle me this. Stab 3 is supposed to be a sequel to Stab 1. And Stab 1 was based on regular Scream?
No.
Stab 1's regular Scream, and then Stab 2 is Scream 2. So they've already had their life in college made into a film too.
Because that's why they say, in the beginning, they say Tori Spelling and David Schwimmer left after the first two films. That's why they recast it.
So what are they supposed to be doing at Stu's house?
It's back to Woodsboro. That's what it's called. Because they don't have a story. It's an original story, so they're going back to Woodsboro. That's Stab 3.
Oh, I guess somebody new moved into the house. What's her name in the movie? What's her name in Scream 5?
Amber. Yeah,
Amber.
Yeah,
it's Amber.
Yeah, it's that's why. But yes, Dewey still shouldn't be there. But I mean, he even redid the thing with his sister, so he clearly don't give a fuck.
That's wild.
Because it's just very odd that he's Hollywood.
Money talks, baby. Money talks.
So she fall out the damn set roof and they come now they want to come because they've been looking for her this whole time, and she all freaking out, and she just goes through a lot of fucking trauma and shit, and she calling Dewey this whole damn time and he don't show up. And so yeah, that's Sydney's journey. I'm sorry,
now we're at the party,
and so yes, Sydney's goes back to the police station with Kincaid, Dewey, Gail, and Jen. Maybe they go see Milton after this. Yeah, maybe they went.
They did, but it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but yeah. Anyway, they're on their way from Milton to the police station in Sydney, but then they get a phone call from Sydney saying, "Hey, I'm going to the Hollywood party." I'm like, what the? They don't even.
When Sydney got off the phone, she didn't even say bye. She just hung up. I would have been like, this ain't Sydney. You better say bye to me. I hate it to this day. If somebody doesn't say bye, we both say bye. You'll just hang up.
And so they decide to head to the mansion, which was because she don't know them. So she literally doesn't know any of them. So even with her saying, "Oh, I'm with Kincaid," why would Kincaid take me to a Hollywood party mansion?
Made no sense.
The crime hasn't been solved. It's just, why are we going to a party? So they go to the party and it's dead. Like you said, where the hoes at? With the little girl. Hello.
This was the bad girl said bad. But what's her name? Bad Barbie. And so where the hoes at? And so it's just literally the cast. They don't have music. They don't have the set meatballs. People. They don't have the camera crew. They don't have none the grips. They didn't have no meatballs. They didn't have any food at all.
Wow, there really was no one there.
They had just champagne. They had no food, no music. They just sitting there in the house. And so I didn't even see the cake. And
I would have left. Where the food at? Okay, I'll go pick it up.
Show up and they're like, "Where's Sydney at? She's supposed to be here." And Roman what the fuck you talking about? Bitch sitting right there. And Jennifer bitch, no, no.
That was so stupid. That was so fucking stupid. Why? Goddamn well we're not talking about her.
This ain't Tropic Thunder. People ain't stealing carrots here. What are we talking about? That made no goddamn sense.
And so they decide, Solange, that they are going to go look around the mansion because Milton has all these secret rooms, and we're gonna go and see the secret rooms in the house. And
it's supposed to be a secret movie room or something.
There's a secret. What do you call it? Screening room. And so Tyson is the voice of reason, and he's like, "Why the fuck would we walk around in this mansion when there's a killer on the loose?" And so, like a black man, the white woman says, let's do it. And he does it. And so him and Angelina go off. And so they go in the house, but they still split up. I didn't understand this part. So Roman and Jennifer, because they fuck, they go together, and then Dewey and Gail just stay in the living room. Mm-hmm. And so they all go off. Roman go downstairs into the basement. He looking around, makes no sense. And so
they're looking for a movie room. Why is he opening up coffins?
Because he just looking.
Is the movie room in the coffin?
They're just looking around. This was an ugly mansion, by the way. And so the Gail and Dewey get impatient because they're like, Sydney taking too fucking long. And so she's like, do you have caller ID on your cell? Use it and press
6-7 that ass.
Yeah. She said use it and press send. I was like, is that how they used to do it?
Oh wait, or was it it was star 69. I'm sorry. Star 67 was the block year number.
Wow,
what did you used to do? We're so old.
And so
both of them.
The phone starts ringing, and so the shit is literally in the closet in the living room. And so the killer got his mask, he got his clothing, I'm sure he got his knife up in there, he got the voice thing. That's when they realized, oh, Dewey has our voice. Like, it was just very, I was like, what the
Dewey's got our voice.
And so Dewey gets out his handy dandy gun, and so they go looking for everybody else to get everyone. Why didn't
he call the police?
He doesn't have his cell phone.
He just fucking answered. Don't you do it? Don't you do it?
He left it in the closet.
This match doesn't have a rotary phone or nothing. Like
not rotary.
Well, anything. It's an old ass mansion. It's very gaudy. I don't know.
A landline, something.
Why didn't they call the police? I'm trying to figure out why they didn't call the police.
They literally have a detective assigned to the case. All they have to do is call the department, and they're like, it's a top priority case. The mayor's into it. Like, come on now. Like,
notice, yeah, his partner is nowhere to be found. I'm just saying, maybe he had another movie to shoot. So they go searching. And wait, why do they split up?
Look, he
gives Gail the gun. I'm sorry. He gives Gail his gun, and then he goes searching armless. And so Gail goes and runs. She finds Jennifer, and that's when she finds Roman's dead body, and she finds Jennifer. Why was Jennifer went down in the basement, hid behind shit. That was weird. That's when I was like, is Jennifer the killer? Because I was like, why is she just hiding down there with a dead body? That was
we never figured out how Roman did the switch and like made it plausible for Jennifer to believe that he was killed. You know what I mean?
I didn't think Jennifer saw his body first. Jennifer did.
I think she was just hiding, but that was weird.
No, so too. I'm thinking she went down there to find Roman and heard a noise and then hid instead of running back up the stairs.
Okay, but he was just sitting down in the coffin, though. You do realize he's just in there. So what if no one
was laying down?
Yeah, he had a fake body.
He was laying down. What if nobody went to find his bitch ass?
True. What if somebody saw him coming out the door? So many what ifs in this movie. So many. How did Gail not? What did he do to slow his pulse?
He held his motherfucking breath because he's a swimmer. Work. He swam in college.
That doesn't work.
He took that thing that slows down your heart rate that they used in, I don't know. He took a tranquilizer like in Freddy vs. Jason. And so, or maybe Gail just don't know how to check it. She's a fucking journalist. And so, like, come on now. It's like in, when they check the pulse in, I Know What You Did Last Summer. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And so, Jennifer and Gail, they run off, and and Dewey is still looking for Tyson. But he couldn't find Angelina because she ran in the room, and apparently she found a secret trap. And so basically, he tells Tyson, like, okay, some shit's going on, let's get the fuck up out of here. So Jennifer and Gail, they run into Angelina, and she's like, I found a secret passageway, and they're like, the killer's here. She freaks the fuck out. And then she let it all hang out. She like, look, I fucked this old man to get this role. I'm not dying here with you bitches. Y'all ain't got no careers.
As soon as she said she found the secret passage, the movie then went from Scooby-Doo to Clue, because I felt like I was watching Clue. And we should have got 3 different endings. And
so, there were 3 different scripts. And so, so Angelina runs off and immediately gets killed by the killer. I was like, damn, like, why would you think that you always go in groups, because he can't kill all of y'all at the same time. If you're not stupid. If you're not stupid, he can't kill all y'all. But we see how stupid they are, because they all did have a chance to gang up on him and did not. And so, Angelina dies. Nobody cares. And so they run and they find Dewey. Gail gives Dewey his gun back. Immediately, Dewey gets punched in the face.
I laughed out
like,
loud. I laughed
so
out
stupid.
loud.
Shit out of him.
He was like, blah, blah, blah. I mean,
And so they all run into the same room. So it's three of them. It's Jennifer, it's Tyson, it's Gail. They got the killer. Dewey only got punched one time. Get your ass up. And so so they all in there. Jennifer go and hide in the closet. But Dewey come. He tries to tackle him a little bit. He slices the fuck out of Dewey. I was like, damn. What kind of knife is that? And so and he punches Dewey the fuck out. Tyson
should have left. Tyson should have left immediately. Like when people were like, when Dewey and Gail show up, and they're like, aren't we supposed to be here? And like, there's miscommunication. I'm like, nope, that means this is a trap.
Yep.
Tyson tackles the killer with the knife, and like, I get the theory, but hold his hand. Like, there's a way you tackle somebody when they have a weapon. You don't just leave their arms open. So of course he gets stabbed in the gut. But then Gail hits him in the head with the base. I thought that was pretty good. I mean, I was like, y'all jump him. Like, they don't be. They're like,
that's just like in movies. Like, think Kill Bill. They went 1-on-1 for the bride. If all of them would have jumped on that bitch, dog piled on her, she would have been dead. That's just what they do.
That's why
in movies.
it was iconic. Because they didn't want. They weren't.
I'm gonna wait till he dies. Then I'm going in.
They weren't supposed to kill her. They were just supposed to whop that ass a little bit. Because she's pregnant. I did notice how nobody kicked her in the stomach.
She was not pregnant. I'm talking about when she was fighting the crazy 88. She was not pregnant.
Oh, I thought you meant when they had her at the church and they was beating that ass one by one because they did.
No, I'm talking about when 88 fucking people were trying to kill her and they couldn't. But anyway, yeah. So Tyson's dead.
I was gonna try to write my way out of that one, but fuck Quentin Tarantino. And so
they pulled the rug under Tyson too. It was again so Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I thought his neck broke. I was like, why is he so set on killing this black man? It felt a little racist.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, why are you he's gonna bleed out. Just because he's talking about
everybody else
help. That was very black of him. Please help. Like that. Well, no, that wasn't very black of him. You ain't clean gone from the damn police. And so
I remember when he was running down the stairs though, and he's like, "Oh, you motherfucker!" I remember people in the theater were like, "Oh," I'm like, they got this black man cooting and scream.
Yep, they did. They definitely.
That is whack.
That's what he should have said. And so he throws him out the window. Unnecessary.
Curse splat.
Unnecessary. It would have been awesome if he fell in the pool. And so Tyson's dead. And so the killer got to run all the way back upstairs. So what does he do? Well, while Jennifer's in the closet, she gets into a booby trap. And so she running around. The killer comes through the damn door and immediately goes after her. This was the saddest death in the movie. Because she literally could have survived.
Why did Dewey hesitate? So Gail, get back. Gail, get back. I'm gonna shoot this window over here. Gail, get back.
Gail, the mirrors are moving. I was like, I hate it. I hate everything.
So he shoots the glass out as the killer's coming after her. Of course, she's at the last one, two, three. But during this moment, you this is when we get the reveal. I said this to you in another Scream episode review that we did. That's when you would get the reveal that Gail was the killer in Stab 3, which I thought was very interesting. I'm very mad that they didn't go with that. And yeah, she dies, and Gail pretends that she cares. But interesting enough, even though the killer's behind the glass too, where does he go? Because he kills her and she falls out of the glass. He goes back out the way he came in. Yeah. But the other windows were out. So where did he go? There was
thinking that too.
I feel like he stabbed her before they blew the
no,
glass
but
out.
you would have seen him run back. You would have seen him run back through the other
you would have seen
windows.
Right. And you know something they never do in horror movies? They always run from the killer. Bitch, I'm chasing you. I got the gun. I'm chasing after your ass. You finna be the victim now.
Quite literally. And they shoot him so much, and they shoot him more than they've ever shot a killer.
I did my research. I had to look up how many bullets are in a police issued gun, and I was like, okay.
How many? How many are there?
It said 13, and he shot him 12 in the end.
Oh, I hate you. And so
I do my research now.
Wait a minute.
The killer grabs Gail, and then they fall down the stairs.
But now that's what I was like, oh, because who are they looking for? Because no, they were looking for somebody.
The killer?
That's
what they look. Were they looking
Because
for Tyson?
like Sydney wasn't there yet.
Were they
So
looking
like,
for
and
Tyson?
everybody's dead. No,
They don't. I don't think they know that everyone's dead.
Oh
yet.
man, yeah, they didn't know that Tyson was dead. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They didn't know Tyson was dead. So they were looking for Tyson, and that's when the killer grabs Gail. They fall downstairs. Dewey come to save her, and
just knocks him out with a knife. I was just like, and then he's able to get Gail just to tie herself up. I'm like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Dewey is a trained police officer. How did he not know? Guns are heavy, but when there's bullets in them, they're heavier. So how did he not know there wasn't a bullet in that gun?
why did he sit there while the knife was being hurled towards him? You can't throw a knife that fast up the stairs to where you wouldn't have a reaction to move.
I wanted the knife to go through his eye.
He literally just had to sidestep. So Dewey falls down the stairs and fractures his back yet again. I don't know how this man walks at this point. How is he the sheriff in Scream 4? And so
they put some what's the whatever that metal they use in iRobot. What RoboCop? They RoboCopped him because there's no way.
And so the killer ties Gail and Dewey up, and then he calls Sydney and lures her to the mansion. This is so complicated because he got to send her the address.
Time out. So I caught a little bit. I'm pretty sure people didn't notice it. So Sydney is going through her file that Detective Kincaid has, and she's going through pictures
because he wants to fuck
her. Right before her phone rings, she flips it up, and there's a picture of a little boy. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, so she's flipped. So go back and watch it. So she flips up the last picture, and it's really, really quick. And the phone rings, and she puts it down, looks away. There was a little boy in the file. Go back and look at it. So I'm thinking, hell, maybe that was Roman. You know, when he changed his name or blah, 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 blah. There was a little boy. I promise you. I rewound it like 4 times to make sure.
Interesting.
So check it back. Check it back and look it up.
So we're going to, the killer lures her there. He says he's going to kill Dewey and Gail. I understand why she cares about Dewey. I would have been like, kill Gail. But and he's like, she can't tell the police. So she managed, so he had to text her the address.
She can write it on a piece of paper?
He had to text her the address. Because how does she know? How does the killer know? And so he texted her the address.
How does she know how to get there? She ain't from LA.
He texted her the address. She had to get a car. Wait, did she call a taxi or how did she get a car? That's what I was wondering.
Well, no, she drove because Woodsboro, all this stuff is in California.
Yeah.
Oh, Woodsboro's in California. Oh, so she drove to
I see her go to MapQuest.com.
She drove to Hollywood.
Wow,
where is Woodsboro, California?
It's supposed to be in Northern California, like up where Salinas, Monterey area.
Where is Hollywood in Northern California?
No, it's in Southern California. So it's at least 6 hours away.
Oh, okay. Well, she drive that. Did she bring her? She didn't bring her dog.
So she got her daddy.
Okay, so because I'm sorry, now I got questions, and so so she where did she get the car from? She drove. Okay,
she had her own car.
Drove her own car to the mansion. God, Sydney, I hate you. And so she shows up. The killer has a fucking metal detector. And so
is the front door where the pool is?
Yes. Damn it. Yes. Because why I'm like, that's the only way that because that's where everybody else enter from. So okay. And he's not behind the gates. He's a Hollywood. Okay. But anyway, all right.
If you're in a police precinct and you know this mansion's wherever the fuck, right? He's not gonna know if he told someone else that, like, hey, this stuff's going down the mansion. She could have easily told somebody.
They could have set up a sting. He's not monitoring the traffic, but okay, whatever, Sydney. But
apparently he is because Cotton got home at the exact time.
Shut up. And so she I don't know, scans herself. And of course the gun is revealed. And so, she throws her one gun in the pool. And so he's like, come on in and blah, blah, all that bullshit. Like,
hell, I would have jumped back in the pool and got it.
I love when Sydney just hang up on his ass. Cause like, bitch, get off my phone. You playing. And so, she goes and she begins to untie, them motherfuckers.
Very slowly.
The killer shows up. And he knocks her the fuck out. He knocks her the fuck out, and that's when she pulls her gun out of her boot, and she pops his ass only in the chest. I'm like, y'all don't watch movies.
Sydney, you've been shooting motherfuckers in the head since Scream 1.
You shot a dead woman in the head for no fucking reason. So like the fact that she didn't think to shoot him through that fucking mask. So yeah, but she had to give her tagline. It's your turn to scream, asshole. And so, so she shoots him. She goes to untie them slowly again. And that's when they realize he's gone. And so she's like, has her gun out. Boom, Kincaid's there. His red herring shit was going.
Yeah, he was acting crazy in this scene.
It was going on for way too long.
He's just like like, what? And he even was like that in the epilogue too. But she's like, what kind of movie we watch? She's like, you have to wait and see. I'm like, nigga, are you clear? Like, are you not the killer? Like, what's happening?
Because but Sydney was asking the questions. Where your partner at? Why you ain't telling nobody else was coming here? Why are you here? Oh yeah, the black guy told me. Oh, that's when I knew he was lying. Oh, Tyson told me there was a party going on here tonight. Okay. All right. Where's your partner? Why does he not die in the final act? Because I needed it. And so he gets Sydney to put his gun up. He puts his gun up, and of course the killer pop out because that's the kind of shit he does.
Why didn't she say the killer was here? He went this way. Come in a little further.
Because he came in behind her again. Roman knows this house too much for me because he came in behind her. And so that's when he stabs Kincaid in like the shoulder, which I was very confused as to why he was acting like he had died. And
I mean, getting stabbed hurts, man.
I've never been stabbed.
I feel like there are places where it wouldn't hurt as bad.
If you get stabbed with a knife like that, you gonna hurt no matter what. Like,
hell, a needle in the thigh hurts like hell. So
look, I maybe okay. I'm trying to because I don't know if I run into this bed right now. You hit your foot on that bed.
That's completely different than getting a freaking butcher knife.
It's not piercing your skin.
That's the craziest thing that's been said in this hour.
So Kincaid gets stabbed and it hurts, and so the killer
I don't think it hurt that much.
So the killer whips his ass because what I'm saying is these other G's in this movie they get fucked up. Sydney got fucked up in Scream 4. Like Jill had her fucked up
because they've been stabbed more than Kincaid.
He's a cop. You've been shot before. I'm assuming.
You don't have to get shot to become a cop. What the hell are you talking about?
Like, but you have to get shot with the vest on.
You get shot with the bulletproof vest on, but that doesn't mean you get shot for real.
Like, come on now. I want to believe he was in the dirt. So he get his ass whipped. Like Roman whips his ass for a director. And so
Sydney runs off. She's gone now. She's in the secret
the killer's
room.
like she ran out of bullets too. How many bullets did Sydney have? And so she's like, come and get me, motherfucker. And so she run off in a house that she don't know nothing about. And not
out the front door.
To her car. And so she didn't have no fucking car. There's no way she didn't go to her car. And so Dewey becomes Superman. You know when shit get like this, that's when him and Gail get horny. So he busts himself out the ropes. He busts Gail out. She's like, oh God, I want to fuck. He's like, hold up, bitch, I'm gonna come on your face later.
Wait.
I'm going over the movie. What did y'all watch? Because this is what I saw. And so they get untied, and they don't offer Kincaid any sort of help. They're just like, put pressure on it. And
they did him like they did Reese in Urban Legend.
And so, freeze, sucker. And
they just let that poor black woman just bleeding in an abandoned building on campus.
No, they said
that's one of the craziest things.
The ambulance is coming. Like, wait, where are y'all?
And they did that in ADR too. They didn't even stay with her. Like, it was terrible.
They didn't even say, "Hey, why don't you get in the car and we can drive you?"
She'll be fine.
My co-host Justin lost his mind about that. He's like, okay, so given everything they've been through, why would they not double check the back seat after they drive away from this abandoned building? We
didn't even say that. Did we say that in our?
Yeah,
she
we
just
did.
back there chilling.
Oh, okay, because I was like, shit. What the fuck? And so, so yeah, Kincaid gives him the gun. He gives them his gun. He's like, kill that motherfucker. And so they go.
Why didn't nobody pick up like a fire poker? It was a fireplace right there. Why ain't picking no fire poker?
No, somebody did. Cotton picked up the fire poker. Cotton did.
Okay. So this is Clue.
Cotton picked up the fire poker at the beginning of the movie. It didn't work for him. It wasn't gonna work for nobody else.
Nope.
And so they all need weapons. See, they don't be wanting to jump nobody. And so Sydney running all through this damn house, killer chasing her. She locking herself behind every damn which way door. Until she finds the secret screening room. And so Dewey and Gail, this entire last part of the Act 3, you just hear their voices. I don't understand what the fuck they were doing. They're just like, Sydney, where are you? Sydney, hey, let's look through here, Gail. Hey,
how many? Please. How many entrances were there into this secret room? Please, there had to have been at least 3.
Literally.
Because Sydney walks in one, the killer walks in another, and Dewey and Gail burst through another door. Why? What the fuck?
But did you notice that? You just hear they're just saying random shit to each other through the walls this whole time. And I was like,
yeah, it's crazy that walls to be that thin.
They're pissing me off. That was the Scooby-Doo part as well. So Stewie finds the screening room. She sees the video, and of course it's her mom.
Stewie?
Oh shit. Sydney.
Oh, well. Ironically, Stu was supposed to be the killer in this movie originally.
Yeah.
Kevin Williams. Kevin Williamson's outline initially had it where they were filming a stab movie in Woodsboro, and like killing started happening, and they ended up being like the killers were like sent by Stu, who was actually in jail. He was still alive, and Matthew literally talks about he was like contracted and everything, but because Columbine happened, that's when they deviated and did this whole Hollywood thing.
Is that where they got the idea for that Kevin Bacon show, The Following?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, Kevin Williamson is using it for that.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, Kevin's still alive though, right?
Kevin Williamson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's directing Scream 7.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Because I was like, because I know Wes is dead, but I was like, I didn't know if the writer. Okay. And so she sees a video of her mom while Roman was taking all these weird ass videos. Like she put on her lipstick and shit. She is literally no Sharon Stone. Like Stu had it when he said, because I'm like, girl, you getting all dolled up in a polka dot dress to go meet with your fucking man. Like, what the
I mean, her husband must not have been putting it down because
like she was literally with Cotton in the middle of the fucking road. Bitch, what are you doing? Like,
and what's the name, Daddy? Billy Daddy.
Like, he's not in the hotel room waiting on her. He's outside the motel room waiting on her. Like, he didn't give a fuck. And so
here comes the bloody sheet.
So she hears her mom's voice and I'm like, he was doing too much. Like, he was doing too much. I didn't understand his issue. And so that's when he reveals himself and she's like, who the fuck
are you?
And so Roman Bridger,
so stupid.
Roman Bridger, director. And so that's when
within 15 minutes of this, she's like, she meets this nigga. He's like, I'm your half brother. I killed everybody. And then she has to brutally murder him. Like, that's such a Sydney's all fucked up.
Yeah.
She's not
it was
okay.
like, it was very traumatizing. And so yeah, he's basically just like, she was my mom. She got raped. She was my mom. I went and found her. She said, fuck you, get off my fucking doorstep. That was dumb because if you tell me you're a Hollywood director, come on in. Because I got another child I need to put through college real quick. But yeah, so, I mean, out of all the things, if you're gonna be a deadbeat parent and your child come find you a director, bring your ass up in here. And so
yeah, I mean, honestly, at that point, she should have been trying to figure out who was the dad so she can sue these Hollywood executives and make some fucking money. That's what she should have been doing. But
instead, she was just like, Rena Reynolds is dead. I don't have no son. Get the fuck out of my face.
He's alone. She should have swallowed.
I don't think she had a choice. And so, and so, yeah. And so he's basically, yeah, so that's when he's like, okay, so I decided to make a movie of my own.
But not film it.
He did film it. He followed her. I don't understand this part though, because so he followed her with her affairs. Like, who was he gonna show this to make them kill her?
To show Billy and Stu.
Yeah, but
Billy and Stu, and that's
if Billy and Stu weren't crazy, who would you like? What was this for? Like he just got lucky that Billy was fucking nuts, and so, and though he gave Billy all the pointers and how to do the shit, but it just was. I'm a director, Sid. I direct, and so it just fell into his lap because I'm just like. The average person, you show this shit, yeah, he'll be mad at his dad, and he probably just won't talk to his dad. He'll leave with his mom, like Billy should have. I didn't understand how he just knew all this shit, and so yeah, that's why he feels like he killed more. And now he wants to kill Sydney, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I thought he wanted to frame her.
Well, he wants to frame her. Yeah, but he's still gonna kill her.
He's gonna kill her. Yeah,
because he's like, you're gonna pay for the life and the family and everything that should have been mine. She's I'm like, you are a fucking millionaire.
And she's like, save the bullshit for somebody else. Like, I don't even know you.
Like literally, like it was just like it just gave sob story because I'm like, you're a millionaire. I don't like. Okay, your mom don't want you. Okay,
Pay somebody to be your mom, like Homelander
like
or something.
it just felt very privileged. Like motherfucker, get out my face.
Yeah.
And so that's when he pulls out Milton from the closet, and he explains. He shows like he has a voice recording of Sydney on his voice voice machine, voice
modulator. Yeah.
And so then he
time out. Hold on, please. I need to make a point. When he took off the sheet and he had the mask on and he was talking, like did he put the voice modulator like in front of like a Britney Spears kind of mic or something like that? Because he wasn't holding it up.
Sit on it. Sit. I'm not doing this with you today.
Do you know how heavy that thing would have been to put in the mask to make his voice? It's so it made sense.
Because he just knows how to talk like his mom.
But then when he pulled it out, it was like, he had it in his hand like Iron Man or something. It didn't make sense.
Oh yeah, true.
He knows how to talk like his mom.
Did he pull the mask out like this and then pull it over?
In the exposition, that's when he explains he found her 4 years ago. He slits Milton's throat. That's when he explains like, they made her a slut because they raped her in the room.
Her 4 ways for Sunday.
Yeah, I was like, God damn! Like,
and that doesn't make you.
That's why I was like,
he did what she wanted to do.
That's why I was like, they were tiptoeing around it, but they kind of got it wrong. But it was 2000, so I'll give them that. We didn't.
Here's the thing, though, like that I think Matthew Lillard, his classic performance as Stu Macher in the first Scream really fucked it all up going forward. Because after that, Timothy Olyphant did okay as Mickey, but then every actor that's a Ghostface since then tries to act super crazy. And Scott Foley, like he was terrible in this. I thought he was absolutely terrible in this third act. It's not the worst Ghostface because I actually think Emma Roberts was really bad in Scream 4.
What?
A lot of people love her performance. I absolutely.
Oh, we don't agree.
But this is not it, Scott. They should have done some more takes. They should have done some more takes. He was like having a tantrum.
What he was having like it's crazy.
Mommy doesn't like me.
They go crazy like at the end. They're like he had it held together throughout the entire movie, and then he just lost it. Maybe it's seeing her. I don't know. He
didn't even meet Sydney the whole movie. Like he didn't even talk to her till the end, right? Okay.
Nope.
So that's why I'm thinking he broke because it was like this is the object of, but it's not. How is it my fault that I don't know. It's just like this is all circumstantial shit. Like how is it my fault that my mama did? Like if I was him, I'd have been like, okay, well I'm gonna tell your husband, I'm gonna tell your daughter. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm gonna ruin your life like that.
Yes, there were ways to hold her accountable. And then Sydney would have been like, because, I mean, not in every time, but most situations, they'll be like, Mom, that was fucked up. But hey, I'm like, there would have been, Sydney was stupid in high school. She would have been like, hey, you're a director. Yeah, what's up? Tatum would have been like, oh, your brother's a director. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have gone just too bad. The murder was a bit much for me, Roman. But,
also, if you're trying to mess with Sydney, wouldn't you just kill her father? Wouldn't that be the opening kill?
Ooh. You're right.
Why would you go at Cotton? Like she doesn't care about Cotton.
Well, he was following the script. This is again, they never follow the pattern.
Insane.
They start with the pattern, and then they just like, oh well, we just gonna forget the audience that heard that because they did that in Scream 2 too when they were like killing people in like because they had the same names.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but y'all just stopped. Okay. But so yeah, Sydney don't understand why he mad. We don't understand why he mad, but he's pissed. And so they should start whooping. He started whooping her ass. Like they literally are in there fighting like siblings. Like he was beating the shit out of Sydney.
If you were the victim of two, serial killers, wouldn't you have gone to like all the self-defense classes? I would know jiu-jitsu. I'd be a black belt. Like
it's not like Sydney don't beat. I mean, first of all, she was beating Gail ass every movie, so it's not like she don't know how to fight. And it wasn't like she wasn't fucking him up. It was just she was like, if you gonna knock him on the ground, don't run by his feet so he can trip you.
She's seen Three Ninjas. She should have hit him in the hot spots like on Three Ninjas.
Light up the eyes, boys.
So so they have a very long fight scene this whole time.
Yes.
And so Dewey shuts the power out and Kincaid comes in. Kincaid comes in and is useless as fucked up. He is useless as fuck.
He's all bloodied up and shit.
And so Sydney on the ground, the killer come behind him, fuck him up. I'm just, he's
the worst cop ever.
Like, and so, and he doesn't kill him immediately, but he's looking through, I don't know, his paraphernalia. And so, that's when Sydney's like, found something. She got a fucking knife. He like, and so, no, she's lost something. And he's like, found something. And he shoots her. And he shoots in the stomach, and then he shoots her up here, and then like, and up here. And I was like, what? Maybe in the heart. Maybe that's what he was aiming for. And so, I didn't understand how his plan was going to work at this point. Like, because was she supposed to do all of this? Because he's supposed to frame her, and she was like, it was, that was, I don't know. But anyway,
Angelina.
Dewey and Gail still working their way through all these trap doors. And so
they were pulling books on the bookshelf. Was that the same bookshelf that Sydney that got in the room?
Shut up. Because
if that's the case, Roman would have had to put all those fucking books back.
So Sydney's gone, and Roman's freaking out. He's like, where the fuck is this bitch? And so, of course, she has to play the game that he plays. He calls her. He answers. I mean, he's trying to call her, but she calls him. He answers the phone, and she stabs him in the back.
Like Sharon.
That's when she reveals. She reveals that like she had. Oh, she does stab him with an ice pick, and she was like, I guess we think like she had on a bulletproof vest. It did not look like she had a bulletproof vest on. It did not look like shit. That was a police bulletproof vest.
It would have been bulky as hell.
And I saw her titties the whole time.
That's why she still had that jacket on.
Yep. Yeah, she had them. Yeah.
And so, and I know her titties. And so,
saying wild things.
Thank you.
I mean,
that's what
she didn't show them. She didn't show them, but like
they were there in that pool scene.
Yep,
they were there.
Yep.
She had a double. No, she did. She had a double. Denise Richards didn't.
Oh. Well, but Denise ain't ever.
No, but even then, like Scream 2, like it's still the same fitting.
Yeah,
like, she still got stuff to show.
Yeah,
she just.
But Roman never seen her in person.
Oh well.
Or maybe he did. Maybe he was also stalking her in the first one.
Because how did he know Billy was her boyfriend?
Yeah, he had to have been stalking her.
Well, maybe he saw her in high school. Maybe they grew.
He was probably enrolled in the same damn school.
That'd be wild.
That would have made more sense. Or he enrolled himself in the school.
So, she stabs him. But did she take his bulletproof vest off before? That's why I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Because she just stabs him. And I'm like, didn't he just show you he had on a bulletproof vest? But, and he didn't.
She stabbed him like in the neck, though. She stabbed him like.
She stabbed him in the back, but when she like stabbed him when he was on the ground, she stabbed him in the stomach. Because remember, he held her hand and they had that embracing sibling moment. I was like, so y'all want to get to know each other now? So where you from? And so Gail and Dewey finally come in the fucking door. And they're like, Sydney, you okay? Oh my God, it was Roman.
I fucking hated that. Again, so Scooby-Dooish.
And
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you.
And so Sydney don't explain shit. He's like, well, Randy said they were superhuman. He wasn't superhuman at all. She don't explain shit. She don't explain why he did it. She doing that thing where she trying to walk off. Sydney, bring your ass back here and explain. And so that's when Roman does his thing.
Oh!
You can't fucking kill me. And he just, how many bullets do we shoot?
11.
Okay, because he just
shooting
the
12th one went in the head.
Okay, because he just shooting.
Head.
Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head.
Shoot her in the head, Casey. And like,
shoot him in the knee. Shoot him in the arm. Shoot him somewhere else.
He literally has a knife in his hand. Shoot the knife. Be very like, they do that in movies too. Just shoot his hand and make it come out. They did that in Cradle to the Grave. And so,
wow.
Shoot the gun out his hand. Shit. And yeah, and Roman's dead. And Kincaid is at Sydney's house. Like he had
back
a
at the ranch.
Yeah. Dewey proposes to Gail.
So stupid.
Yeah, that was
book.
Hiding a ring in a book. I thought that was player.
Player? Is that what you're gonna do when you propose?
I won't be proposing. And so I thought that was, nobody liked it. I thought that was clever, especially since they got married around this time. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care.
No, Because I mean, I get it was like at the time it was to close into a trilogy, but like I said, it was just so off from the first two movies tonally that I was just like, I don't know what
They
this
weren't
is.
even talking. It should have been like, "Hey, will you be my girlfriend again?" Or,
But
Yeah.
"Move in with
they've
me?"
always had that love, that
It just felt very shoehorned in.
she lived with him. She helped him recover. Y'all don't care. I hate y'all.
No.
And so she proposes. I mean,
Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
He proposes, and then they go watch a movie. Patrick Dempsey being weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Why is he at my
so
house?
Odd of this.
Why does he get to date her because he solved her case? Which he didn't really.
I mean, they did have chemistry when he wasn't being completely creepy.
Yeah.
The actors actually had chemistry, like, so I get like why they're probably trying to revisit this for sequels, but yeah, even like I said, even the last scene, it was just like, bro, chill out.
See,
like, you don't have to.
If he is her husband in the seventh one, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad if he's her husband in the seventh one.
What movie do you guys think they were watching?
Fuck you. Footloose.
Footloose. No, Can't Buy Me Love, starring Patrick Dempsey.
Bambi.
Fuck you.
Bambi, then Sydney would be triggered again, like, he lost his mom just like I lost my mama.
Damn, what movies can Sydney watch? I don't know. The Parent Trap.
Shrek?
That wasn't out. Was it out in 2000?
No, I think it came out 2001 or 2.
Oh. He was being creepy talking about.
So Sydney goes into the house, she closes the door, and then the door opens back up, and she's like, huh, bitch, you live in Northern California. There are mountain lions out here. What are you doing?
It was supposed to show her evolution, her
this was
ability
like,
to let go.
I'm not scared anymore. Do you hear it? I'm not afraid anymore. That was her moment. But I was thinking, see, y'all, you gonna have gnats in you live in the forest.
Mountain lions.
Gnats
Mountain lions. I have seen them in person. No.
What do you want from her?
She's a stupid bitch.
She got a dog. Fuck it. Fuck that. She got a dog.
Oh, so he can get eaten first.
So and that ends the Scream trilogy. I loved the Hollywood aspect of this movie. I loved the Me Too moment. Burning Hill Harvey. I loved it. I don't know.
What's your rating?
9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so mine 4.5.
Wow.
I don't ever want. I think I've only seen this movie twice, and the second viewing was today or yesterday. I don't want to ever see it again. It was too cartoony. I really feel like it was another movie before it was a Scream movie, and I think that would have been a better movie.
I didn't like how they played the Angelina part though. Like that pissed me off.
Yeah,
because they really had her looking creepy as fuck for no reason.
They were trying to confuse us, but then here's the killer here, her long lost brother.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Brandon, what do you give it out of 10?
Yeah, I give it a 4. I give it a 4. This is my least favorite Scream though, but this is definitely like the worst looking one, and tonally it's
kind of weird.
It's really bad, like tonally, because it's not even violent. Like it's not even scary. It's not violent. Like it just doesn't feel like a Scream movie half the time. Even the voice is kind of off at some points. I'm like, everyone was off their game on this one. At least Scream 4, there were some interesting things there. Like, even though I have a lot of problems with that one, but this one was just like, why? Why'd y'all have to rush this? Why'd y'all have to do this?
Just like Child's Play 3, it's the Curse of the Three.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
At least that one was so fucking that was still totally in line with the first two. Just so batshit crazy.
Yeah, they just made Andy Asian.
Asian?
Why do I have to keep explaining this to you? That actor is Asian.
Okay.
I hate you so much.
And the girl's name was De Silva. We called her DeSantos. DeSantis. In one of the older episodes. But Brandon, you gave me like a good idea how you said that all of the past victims should come and be the killers in Scream 7. And I definitely think the opening kill should be Sydney's father. That's the only reason why she's back at it.
Well, I think they said, I don't think this counts, but I feel like they said that he was dead at this point. Like by the time Scream 4, he's supposed to be dead. That's why she doesn't stay with him when she goes home.
Yeah, because it's like 11 years later. Yeah, because like Scream 4 came out like 11, 12 years later.
But did they say he was dead?
No, they didn't say it. I'm just saying like the director or the writer or something was like, he's dead. I think they just like hand waved it away because why else would she stay with Jill and her mom? She would have stayed with her dad.
I think with Scream 7, the opening kill will probably either be Kirby or if they really want to rock the boat and shake things up, it'll be Gale.
It needs to be Gale. It has to be Gale.
I think it should be Gale. But
I don't like the fact that I don't even like the fact that Dewey died. So that pisses me off that y'all are saying that.
Dewey should die in part 1.
Because Because my thing is, damn, they shouldn't have done that with her dad. But
they can retcon and bring it back.
Because I feel like they've never, in all the sequels, I feel like they've never addressed the Roman aspect of it. He's like, I understand that people don't like Scream 3, but they still can't just leave it out like it didn't happen. Like her half brother did do something, and they address everything else. And like he didn't have a life too. Like there there should have been more fallout with that. Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, he was a Hollywood director for how many years? Like, come on now, he knows somebody who cares about him, right? Like, yeah.
So that's gonna be the killer. It's gonna be Roman's fan club in the next movie,
or maybe his adoptive family,
or his girlfriend, like how Angelina was supposed to be his girlfriend or his lover or something. Like maybe he has another lover who was just tortured by it. Because I mean, if the dad of the killers from the 5th movie can be the killer in the 6th movie, why can't we? I mean, you can do something.
Billy's dad
should have been the fucking killer.
Yeah, I always thought that he would come back at some point, but like, I mean, I still think, I don't know logistically like how they could pull this off, but given how weird Patrick Dempsey was in this movie, there is a case you can make where Kincaid is secretly still a killer.
Mm.
And like maybe it could be Roman's like brother or something like that. Like,
damn. So she married. Wait a minute.
She's terrible choice.
Wait a minute. Hold on, because
what you got?
So what if Kincaid is not her husband? What if she met somebody else, but he's always been obsessed with her? And so maybe, and he's like, you married someone else. It was supposed to be our life. Maybe
God, I would hate that. I would fucking hate that.
Or Milton had he's an old man. Maybe he had other kids other than Roman.
I don't think that would require people to have to go back 3 movies to like refresh themselves with Milton. It's got to be like more like, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do with 7, to see how many of the cast members for the past 2 movies they bring in for it, since they're really focusing on Sydney now that Nev Campbell's back.
They really fucked it up. How do you? Well, I guess because of the way season 6 ended, you can say that
season 6.
Scream 6 ended that the way Melissa and Jenna. That kind of did end them. Like, she drops some ass, she walks off. Maybe that does end their saga. Mm-hmm. But the twins are Woodsboro. Like they are. Well, I guess they all are from Woodsboro. Fuck.
That's why I think you could make a case where the twins are the killers in the next one. Because 1, it shakes things up by making survivors the killers. 2, it bridges the 2 different stories together. Right? Because if you're ballsy enough, maybe, to even bring Jenna and Melissa back, just to kill them at the beginning, then the audience is like, oh, all bets are off at this point. Mm-hmm. Like they could kill anybody. Then you got some real investment in like who's going to survive with Sydney and Gale. You have the twins revealed to be the killers, and then you wrap everything up. I think there's a way to really bring everything full circle. Yeah, if they're ballsy enough to do it.
But I'm wondering, I don't think they will.
Like we shall see in what is it, like 2027 is coming out? Who knows?
There's no way that they're not going to try to get Jenna Ortega back in some capacity.
But I feel like she won't come back unless they hire him. I feel like she's proud and true.
Yeah.
She's going to charge them like $2 million for the opening kill. Yeah. They're going to be on set for 2.5 days.
No, that would actually be fucked up for her, because she's literally the opener every fucking movie. Every movie she's the
No,
not in 7. Not in 6, I'm sorry.
6, it was the random chick from Ready or Not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time for a black killer. You're right, Brandon. I'm gonna go with it. I mean, they not black, but they black.
But I mean, yeah, but it's also like that could make sense too. Like you can make a cause for them to be the killers, and in a way, you can make it where they could have been the killers. They could have been the masterminds behind everything.
That would piss their fandom off so much because they love those fucking twins.
I know, but
they love those
fucking.
Black person do one thing wrong, it's over for you.
And we haven't had a black killer. You're right, but because I mean, the idea of bringing Sydney back, it has to be somebody who you just can't have it be somebody random. They have to have met her. They have to have some grudge with her. It has to.
Joel.
Fuck you. They would have to go back to Scream 2. So it's like either you want these people to go back and watch all these Scream movies before watching this movie, or it has to be within these recent ones.
Well, that's how I think you could bring everything full circle. If you reveal Joel's their dad, you have all these. For real, you could literally bring back
her
everybody.
And Joel wouldn't make those kids.
That would be nuts.
Yes, they would. Stop playing.
Not that mix. Nope.
Yes, they would.
Nope.
Mind you, if I'm Randy Meeks' sister, aren't you putting your kids in like protection? Like you're like if my son's been stabbed almost 20 times and still alive, like no one's gonna be able to find that dude.
He gonna be a grown man at this point because they are in college. The college almost over. They're gonna be grown by now.
Yeah.
They're gonna be.
I wonder how old Sydney's kids are gonna be. Well,
they're gonna have to be teenagers.
Be careful.
They're gonna have to be teenagers at the very least.
Because was she walking a stroller in one of the movies?
Yeah.
She had 2 kids though, so she didn't mention how old the other one was.
Yeah, she had other kids. That was the 3rd kid she'd had. So.
And 10. I mean, if we're like doing real time, that would have been 10 years from Scream 3 to Scream. What was it?
But she already had the kids. She didn't have the kids in 4 though. That's the thing.
We don't know actually. That's the thing that's weird about Scream 4 is like they're so vague on all the characters. It's probably the most emotionally distant Scream film because you don't really get to know anybody.
That is true.
It's a very odd movie, and that's the first one where I was able to peep the killer real quick.
Where you got both of them?
I got Jill real quick. I knew,
really?
and then I got Jill before I got the Culkin kid.
Yeah, because I got Jill too.
I remember telling my wife, like when we were watching the theater, I'm like, she keeps disappearing. When Sydney's like, stay here, she's not there. Like, I'm like, she's the killer.
I just didn't know why she was doing it. I was trying to figure out why. That was
maybe y'all are. Maybe it's because y'all watch horror movies. No, because I didn't get it because because she watched her best friend die across the street, so I was like, oh, it can't be her. I didn't think it was gonna be 2 killers though.
To Tiffany's point is, I watched too many of these movies. Like Scream 5, I knew who the killer was. I knew who at least one of the killers was before I even saw one frame in the movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I watched the movie the other day, and like somebody said something, and I was like, oh, he's the killer. It was like 3 minutes
impossible.
in.
That's
I'm not
impossible.
lying. I'm not lying.
And
you can catch it.
I knew one of the killers was Scream 6 too, because there's a certain formula now where I'm like, okay, Jack Quaid, he's hot off the boys. He's not going to do this just to be like a goofy boyfriend. Like he's going to be a killer. Same with Dermot Malloy. I'm like, oh, he's going to be a killer.
If they don't get killed in that first scene, they're the killer.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, anyway.
Well, you mean popular? Oh, okay, popular.
Yeah,
okay.
Popular in the world, in the real world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we start getting real. Well, thank you so much, Brandon, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This was great.
Fun. I love talking Scream, so I could do that.
Pierre, I'm not doing this whole franchise.
Oh, you say that.
I know. I'll give in. But yeah, so be sure to tune in next week.
I'm about to get so mad, aren't I? I'm about to get so mad.
We already talked about it. We're going to do Urban Legends Final Cut.
Oh, no, that's not what I was thinking. I heard it was bad, though.
It's so bad. Oh, that is.
And
really
I said
bad.
it wrong. Reese is in this movie. I fucked up. But Reese is
really
in this
bad.
movie.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you were going to say something else.
So my boyfriend hates scary movies. And I was like, okay, watch this one. It's not that scary. The whole time he was like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
It's got one. The opening is the worst part about it. The opening is the scariest, freakiest part about it. After
Snakes
that's
on a
just
plane.
terrible. Yeah. It's terrible.
But Eva Mendes is in this movie.
Oh, I forgot she is. Yeah.
She's playing a lesbian. You'll like it.
Luck.
You'll enjoy it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. All right. Well, thank you so much. We have fun. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Where's the stop button? I do this every time.
You better.
Where did you hide it, Dan?